Hi there everyone, GuardianE here with another Destiny Child video, this time on the narrative dungeon Daydream, which features 2 new units that are going to be boost childs so that you can accumulate more of the event currency to clear out that narrative collection. So first and foremost, there is going to be Philotes, or Philotes, I think, something like that. And then Turan, Confident Turan, is also going to be a boost unit. Now, do bear in mind that you are going to be able to get Philotes for free, guaranteed, just by grinding the event. But nevertheless, we are going to go ahead and summon for both of these units today. So each of them do have their own premium pick-up summon banners, where you are guaranteed a copy on the 15th multi. Hopefully it won't actually come to that on either of these. We'll start with Philotes. Once again, she is technically free and grindable, but again, we're gonna give it the old college try here and see if we can't get a copy to start us off with the narrative dungeon. Now it's a couple of days in, so obviously I've done a couple of days worth of grinds on the actual narrative dungeon without the boost units, which obviously isn't the most efficient way to go about this. That being said, the fact that they did introduce that whole sweep mechanic, where you can essentially just pick the number of times you want to run the stage up to like 999 and finish it all within 5 seconds, kind of obviates the whole inefficiency there, really. It's at that point, you can kind of save, even if you get the boost unit at the very last day, it doesn't really make a huge difference, as long as you make sure to do at least 8 runs per day so that you clear the daily missions and get that currency that way. Beyond that, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to go ahead and skip this one. We watched through the first one, second one in, and nada. Absolutely nothing. Of course, if we do get a 5-star in these banners, these specific one-time banners, or I guess one copy banners, then it is guaranteed to be the rate up unit. So 3% rate, and then after you get a copy, these particular banners disappear. Of course, that does not mean that you can't get more than 1 copy in a single multi. That does happen, has happened many times. At this point, we just want 1 copy, though. Just want a nice little boost to our point accumulation. And there we go. Excellent. Getting her on the 2nd multi, Indecisive Philotes. I don't really understand love, but if it makes Turan happy, so she's going to be a dark supporter. 2 more chances at potentially getting a dupe, maybe. But of course, we are going to get a copy guaranteed, so we're going to at least get her +1 from the narrative dungeon, which is always nice. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Yeah, maybe later. Okay. As you can see, that banner is no more, and we have Confident Turan up next, so let's get right into these. Alright, excellent. So, yeah, so getting the copy within 5 multis doesn't mean we get the consolation prize of the spa skin, but I mentioned this in the last batch. Oh, I skipped! We're getting her on multi 1 right away. That's awesome. Maybe 2 in 1, it's possible, and no, we're not. So, Confident Turan, she is going to be a water healer. I love him truly and deeply. I don't regret any of my choices. Oh, sounds like a love story here. We're gonna read more about the characters as well as their abilities and everything. But that's pretty great. Again, within 5 multis means I don't get the consolation prize of the spa skin. But the latest batch, this entire month essentially, the spa skins haven't been animated. They've just been 2D. So I've been less, driven to get them. But oh, there's the free single. Forgot I didn't do it today yet. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lose sleep over not getting the spa skin, really. It's not a huge priority to me if it's not animated, so I'll just let it be, I think. Alright, so get amused. So let's take a look at these characters, huh? We'll start by taking a look at Indecisive Philotes. Philotes can't do anything on her own, so her best friend Turan helps her out. In contrast to the bold and cheerful Turan, Philotes was indecisive and saturnine, so in her insecurity, she spent her days letting Turan make the majority of her decisions. Until Turan was taken by a demon. Now, though downtrodden by her ineptitude, Philotes still wants to save her friend somehow. Will she be able to take action and rescue Turan? So I think this is going to be a nice coming-of-age story. I did skip through the story just so I could grind the final end stages, but I'll watch through it through the library, of course. But so it sounds like this is going to be a nice tale of her kind of coming of age and coming to her own sense of self-confidence and worth. That would be very nice. So taking a closer look at Philotes here, pretty cute design, definitely reminiscent of a sailor uniform with the little handkerchief and the white top. The pleated skirt down below is a little bit longer, frillier, I think a little bit more formal. And then you've got the thigh-high leggings as well, lean, slender figure. And then she does have an umbrella behind her. Her hair kind of bouncing as well in the animation. And I like how you have these little droplets that swirl around her that really kind of sell this notion of her being water-centric. Of course, the umbrella is there too to focus that in. But yeah, so that you got that element to it as well. Alright, well, taking a closer look at her skills, it does appear as though Philotes is going to be PvP based. Her leader buff is a debuff evasion buff to dark type allies, and then she gets a further buff within PvP settings. So she's going to shine in that mode specifically. It looks like her slide provides a ranged attack, which ignores enemies' taunt and reflection onto allies, prioritizing dark type allies with high attack. So two of your high damage dark attackers are going to get ranged attack, which essentially ignores taunt and also ignores enemies' reflect. So both of those can be pretty potent, and then also within PvP specifically creates a chance to focus, which is an increase of attack and 100% crit up to one dark type ally for 20 seconds. So that's actually a pretty phenomenal buff. I mean, I think the focus alone is fairly strong, and then certainly the ranged attacks obviates specific matchups and counters specific units within the PvP environment. So that's what she's intended for. I mean, she really is a PvP based unit, so she's really catered towards dealing with specific threats within PvP. And then her drive skill does damage to 3 random enemies and grants nullified debuffs to 5 allies. Priority dark type. So essentially the entire team. That's pretty useful, and I definitely going to be useful when countering certain archetypes that are heavy on the debuffs. Now, it only works for 1 debuff, and it only works for 14 seconds when it's maxed out, but nonetheless, that is definitely a useful tool to have in your PvP toolbox, so to speak. We take a look at her drive effect here. Eternal Friendship. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I love this. And then the umbrella. Oh, that's actually really beautiful. I love the focus on her face, first and foremost, and then it kind of pans back really softly. You see her eyes open, and then there's this swirl of the water as the umbrella gets carried up, and then it explodes into a rainbow and sunshine. So you're starting kind of like in a more somber setting with the actual moody rain, and then it all gets kind of swept up and explodes in a bright and sunny day. That's pretty nice. So next we have Confident Turan. Turan became separated from her demon master in the midst of the Archfiend contest. Realizing it may be her only chance to escape, she runs away with her friend Philotes. It is then she happens upon Ryu Hikawa, a human with whom she instantly falls in love. While yearning to see him again, she runs into a demon who seems to know how to befriend humans. Turan's not the kind to let a chance slip through her fingers, so what will she choose to do? Interesting, seeing the other kind of side of things. It sounds like Turan may have kind of gone out on a limb and taken, fate into her own hands a little bit. So that's... Oh, I like that. I didn't even notice this earlier, but she also has an umbrella. It's just kind of rolled up on her side. Yeah, so taking a closer look at Turan here, you can definitely see the contrast with Philotes. She's sort of in a more informal, fun sundress. A lot of really bright detail with the ribbon and the flowers in her hair. It's just extremely vivid, whereas the colors with Philotes were a little bit more neutral. Again, to kind of go along with sort of the rain element that she's bringing, Philotes is more, I think, about the sunshine, which is noted with the fact that she has that rolled up umbrella next to her. She doesn't need the umbrella because it's all sunshine and rainbows where she is. You do have some intricate patterning in the hemline with little hearts. Very, very cute. And you can actually see underneath with other layers of the dress as well, which is really nice. The sleek, glossy legs extending out from beneath the skirt, and then cute little shoes. And then her animation is not really bombastic anyway, relatively simple and gentle, but she ends it with a cute little wink. So a really cute design, really nice. So it seems like Turan is going to be peas in a pod with Philotes. She is also going to be PvP based. Her leader buff is actually going to heal an amount to water type allies in PvP, max HP plus 30% for all allies as well. So she's going to be more support based on the defensive side of things for a water PvP team. And in line with her leader buff, her slide skill grants Fortitude to 3 allies, which effectively grants a 3-hit barrier to 3 of those allies, and also Secret Heal, which is a buff that recovers a set amount of HP to that unit every time they act or every time they are attacked. So essentially, anytime there's any interaction with that character, they heal a set amount, which is pretty nice. For 14 seconds, and then also heals a certain amount of HP to 2 allies, lower HP than self. So yeah, just a blanket heal there as well. So she's going to act as a pretty decent healer within PvP, granting Fortitude as well as Secret Heal, which is going to effectively be able to, you know, gain health back every time they're doing any action, including being attacked and taking damage. And then her drive skill actually does revive one water type ally with 20% HP. And then her drive skill actually does revive potentially one water type ally with 20% HP, and also grants an HP max buff to 3 water type allies, which is interesting. That means for the duration of the fight, they're going to have that max HP buff, so the healing is actually even more useful that she extends to her allies. So that's pretty nice. So let's take a look at her drive effect here. Shape of Love. Alright, you got a water droplet coming down. Really pretty. Oh, and it like explodes into a fish. It's cute. It's nice. Definitely not... I don't think it's quite as good as Philotes. Not as dynamic. I think the colors and the movement are really beautiful. And then the final splash is really... There's something very simple and clean and pretty about it. But definitely not quite as striking, I think, as Philotes is. All right, we can take a quick look at the spa skins here. So Hot Spring Philotes, did you set this up for me? Cute. I like the towel on the head is always endearing, and she is still wearing the headband while in the hot tub here. And then taking a look at Turan here. Oh wow, this is such a nice place. Do humans come here too? And once again, she does have the headdress as well in here. Again, a bit of a shame that they're not animated. I do wish that they were animated. I hope that going forward they do try their best to make the most of these animated where they possibly can. But they are still nice nonetheless. But I think that is where we're going to call things. Let me know in the comments below if you decided to summon for Turan or you decided to summon for Philotes, how the narrative dungeon is going for you, if you've cleared the narrative collection at this point. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Destiny Child content. We thank you all so much for watching, for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's keep on slacking.